Depositional landforms. So depositional landforms of glacier will be formed when the glacier used to melt and they deposit the unsorted sediments which are there, and they are being called as what? Glacial till. Glacial till, I hope you remember in the alpha diagonals theory we discussed about the till deposition. So till means whatever deposition material is there, that deposition material is termed as what? Glacial till. So here you can see the glacier is actually retreating. There is no need to focus on each and every aspect because this diagram is for the optional purposes. However, for the GS purposes, whatever subsurface information is required, we are going to cover in this particular session. Let's focus on the depositional landform. So first of all, with respect to the depositional landform, there are moraines. There are what? Moraines. So moraine is basically the end at which the deposition will take place. So it is the ridge of unsorted glacial debris or till deposited by glacier. And if there is an end of this ridge kind of glacial till, that will be termed as terminal moraine. That will be termed as what? Terminal moraine. When the glacier is there, this glacier will lead to the deposition. So what we can say, the last extent to which the glacier can lead to the deposition, so that extent will be called as what? Terminal moraine. Terminal means end, and moraine means what? Moraine means some sort of deposition of rock debris, the unsorted glacial debris which are there. So when they are deposited here, they will be called as what? Terminal moraines. So they are like, you know, the arc kind of shape, and yes, they are full of deposition of rock debris. Okay, gravels will be here, moraines. So they are the depositional feature, and they are like having a more arc shape, and they have some sort of, we can say, the horizontal kind of appearance. So they are horizontal, they have a horizontal appearance. Moving ahead, we have a different types of moraine which will going to form. We have a lateral moraine. So lateral moraine will be what? Lateral moraine will be found along the glacier sides. Wherever you see glacier, there you will see what? There you will see what? This lateral moraine. So here you can see we have this lateral moraine. Here you can see we have this lateral moraine. Let me show you in this way here. Okay, so we have this particular portion. Suppose this is filled with the ice, and when the ice is moving like this, it will lead to the deposition. So when we have a deposition on these edges, here we will have this deposition. So that will be called as moraine, but it will be called as what? Lateral moraine. That will be called as what? Lateral moraine. Similarly, if we have a deposition which is taking place at the middle of glacier, the deposition which is taking place at the middle of glacier, in this way, suppose the glacier is moving and at the middle of glacier there is a deposition, so that deposition will be termed as like medial moraine. So it is middle of the glacier. Okay, it will be formed whenever the two glacier, or let's say the two lateral moraines will formed, or when two lateral moraines will going to meet with each other. So here you can see we have this medial moraines. So here, suppose this could be the path of glacier 1, this could be the path of glacier 2. So when these two glacier will meet, when two glacier will meet, they will lead to the formation of medial moraine. So here we'll have these deposition which will going to take place. Deposition will going to take place in terms of line shape. They will be termed as medial moraine. Medial moraine. So this is how we have a medial moraine. Then we have a terminal moraine. I told you, glacial end. So wherever you have a glacier end, that will be termed as terminal moraine. That is what marking the farthest point of the glacier. Then we have a ground moraine. Ground moraine is, you know, the moraine which is beneath the glacier. And yes, with respect to the ground moraine, here you can see the ground moraine which has been formed. So they are the, you know, formed beneath the glacier when the glacier is moving like this. Okay, so we have a different set of outermost boundaries of glaciers, and these outermost boundaries are the result of some set of depositions. They are being termed as moraine. With respect to the difference appearance, we have what? Lateral moraine, medial moraine. Then we discussed about the ground moraine, and yes, we discussed about the terminal moraine. Rest of the information you can ignore. there is no need to deep dive. Okay, so we discussed about moraines, the glacial landforms. Outwash plan, outwash plains, outwash plains. So outwash plains, they will going to form whenever there is a, you know, the glacial water which will going to melt, and as a result of melting of glacier water, as a result of melting of glacier water, when there is a some sort of deposition, so this deposition will be called as what? Outwash plan. So here we'll have terminal moraine. After the terminal moraine, the water will going to flow from this glacier. That's how the river Gangotri, or sorry, that's how the river Ganga is there from the Gangotri glacier. So it is how it is taking, this is how it is taking place in this way. So this outwash plain will be formed because of the melting of glacier. Streams, those who are coming, they will lead to the deposition of sorted sediment material. Sand and gravels will be here. They are well fit for cultivation. Here you can do cultivation. Okay, so when we have this kind of aspects, those are being called as what? Outwash plains, depositional glacier feature. Then we have eskers. We have what? Eskers. So eskers are the long ridges of sand. They are the depositional one. So here we'll have what? Sand, obviously. So the rock debris which have been taken by the glacier, the rock debris which has been taken by the glacier, they will grind, they will crush, they will abrase, they will pluck, and as a result of plucking, abrasion, the material, the rocks will going to grind and become more and more finer, and when these finer deposition will take place, that will be called as what? Eskers. So eskers are long ridge of sand and gravel deposition. They are actually formed by the deposition of melt water, and yes, they will be formed beneath the glacier. All right, so they are what? Eskers. All right, moving ahead. Then we have a drumlins. Drumlins are like oval shape kind of, topographical feature. Here, when there is a glacier flow, because of the glacier flow, we have what? The more or less we can say the gentle slope, and yes, we will have a steep slope, because here on this side the glacial plucking will be more. On the lee side, the glacial plucking will be more. As a result of more glacial plucking, the shape is appearing like this. Here we will have what? More kind of, we can say, gentle slope. On this side we will have a steep slope. So collectively what we can say, they are like drumlins. They are like oval shaped topographical feature, and yes, they are actually showing the direction of glacier movement. If the glacier is, if we have a shape like this, it means the glacier is coming from this way. If the shape is like this, in this way, that means glacier is coming from this way. Okay, so they are actually indicating the direction of glacier movement, that how the glacier movement, or in which way the glacier movement is taking place. So they are smooth elongated hills of glacier till. There is a steep side which face glacier, and this steep side is actually suggesting us that it, at what particular ways there could be a direction of glacier. So it used to show about the direction of movement of glacier, in which way the glacier is advancing, in which way the glacier is retreating. So this directional aspect is being suggested by the drumlins. So drumlins are specified oval shaped baskets, oval shaped topographical feature which suggest the glacial movement. So they are very much important for the glacial studies. Last, we have cane. So these cames are low-lying hills which has been formed. Cames are low-lying hills or mounds which has been formed by the deposition in the glacial depressions, or in the glacial surface itself. So when we have this kind of depressions, or these kind of depressions will be called as what? Cave. So it is like a till, it is like a unsorted material, and those unsorted material has been filled by the glacial till. That will be called as what? Cave. And it is small hill and mound, you can say, which is comprised of unsorted glacial till. So in this session, we actually discussed about the glacial landforms. we discussed about the erosional landforms, and we discussed about the depositional landforms. See, uh, in images you might have, and I hope you are you have observed, you have focused that there are some other informations on which we didn't focus. Suppose kettles. So kettles, these are the lakes actually. See, we have to categorize for the geography for the generalized manner and geography for the optional manner. I didn't got those customized image which could be suited, well suited to the landforms which I taught you. The thing is, I have taken, I mean, for the generalized way, what you have to do, you have to take a reference of NCRTs. So whatever glacial landforms are there in the NCRTs, we have already covered that. Even we have covered more than that. Okay, so something which has been not covered in this session, though it was illustrated in this particular image, that was intentionally left. That was intentionally left as it was not required in the general geography, and is not required in this particular, for these particular sessions. However, if you are preparing, if you are opting for the optional, then yes, you have to pay attention on each and every particular landform which is being formed. Okay, however, the images I got, those are for the optional purposes. So I hope you guys will not going to confuse with respect to the images and with respect to the the content which we have covered in the class. Okay, so again I'm telling you, my reference for this particular session was the NCRT. The glacial landforms which has been there in the NCRTs, I have taken a reference of that only. Okay, rest of them, if you want to see these, you will found in the Savindra Singh Physical Geography. Savindra Singh book is there. You will see there are more landforms in that. Okay, but we have to cover it from the generalized manner, and these images are also there in the Savindra Singh as well. So that's why I didn't got the customized images which could be well suited to the content of this class. However, whatever information, whatever aspect, whatever features I told you, that will be more than enough for the UPSC purposes, even for the geography. Okay, with this, that's all about the glacial landforms. In the next session, we will be starting with the Aeolian landforms. We'll be starting with the karst topographical features, karst landforms we will be focusing upon. All right, till then, study hard, take care, bye.